Et salut tout le monde, c'est Equinox, on se retrouve aujourd'hui pour le 3ème épisode de Game of Thrones. Donc on s'était arrêté ici, donc j'enchaîne à la suite. Donc on va rencontrer le Lord Whitehill qui nous en veut parce que Gareth, le héros qu'on a incarné dans l'épisode 1 et 2, a tué des soldats qui avaient tué sa famille. Et du coup on va rencontrer le Lord de ces soldats. Et je sens que ça va être le bordel.
Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here.
The business with Gareth. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Gareth is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction.
Je sens que ça va être très chaud. On va devoir faire plein de choix, je le sens. Ça va être horrible.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
On va demander quand même.
Tell him and his men to
Non, pas à toi. Toi, t'es le mec qui est violent. Moi, je veux les conseils de l'autre, là, lui, là.
all the more reason to stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men roll over.
Et du coup, je dois lui dire quoi, putain? C'est la merde. Il est un peu plus vieux que nous.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house, but to his family it's still a loss. My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself.
Oula.
I've been waiting for this day all my life. The Forresters finally get their due.
Non, non, attendez, on va pas être pacifique là.
And I'll do as I damn well please. And no bread and salt. What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking...
Est-ce qu'on peut dire à nos soldats de tous les buter dans la salle là? Moi ça m'intéresserait. Et faire revenir Gareth aussi. Putain. Bon allez, c'est bon. On va essayer de faire les bons choix.
It was an oversight, Lord Whitehill. I promise it won't happen again.
Not likely. You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries. You cunt.
Lord Ethan, you're losing control of this.
We all serve House Bolton now.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
C'est lui. C'est lui qui a tué la famille de Gareth.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
No reason? You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men. And a pig farmer at that. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan?
Il est parti au mur, ça te va?
Your name. And you are the Lord of this house.
Your men attacked and drew first blood. They murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. The soldiers worth 100 of their type. Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done with him?
He was sent to the wall.
Who the fuck sent him to the wall? Answer me! Who's the one who did it?
You heard me. He was sent to the wall. It's done.
What? That was my justice to deliver, boy. And you denied me of it. I'm not leaving until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honorable men.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses.
Oh, il se calme un peu là quand même.
This is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
This is over, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights, his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
That lad may be lord of this house, but Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own. That the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
We're in the right, Lord Whitehill. Remember that.
On aurait dit que c'est un lâche, je pense qu'il se serait retourné. Et ça aurait été le bordel. Pourquoi on les a pas tués, quoi? C'est plus ça, on tue tout le monde? Et voilà, on se fait la guerre, et puis voilà.
Your son did well, my lady. He kept his wits while Lord Whitehill lost his temper. A lesser man would have been rattled, but Ethan here held his ground.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Alors, est-ce que on va rechanger de personnage? Ouais, je pense à chaque fois qu'il y a cette icône, on change de personnage. Oh putain, on est où là? On a Port-Réal. Alors par contre, elle est un peu dans la merde.
Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay, if it's presented to her as it should be.
Ouais, c'est un peu comme les filles Stark qui étaient bloquées à Port-Réal, au final. Elles sont maintenues en otage, mais bon, elles sont pas non plus torturées ou quoi. Oh, attendez, petite pause les gens. Désolé. On va lire la lettre.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
On va pas trop s'attarder sur la pièce, on va essayer de voir ce qu'il faut faire directement. Un gros livre poussiéreux.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Ok, donc faut qu'on aille voir Lady Marjorie pour lui demander d'aider notre famille.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you
Je sens que lui, en général à Port-Réal, sachez que tous les pauvres sont payés pour essayer de récupérer des informations.
I'm fine, thank you.
Of course, milady.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady.
Franchement là, voilà, essayer d'avoir des informations. La ville de Port-Réal, c'est vraiment une ville où il y a des oreilles partout.
Perhaps you should come back later.
Of course, milady.
Va-t'en. Va-t'en, petit fourbe.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
Donc enfin des personnages de la série.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
I need your help, my lady.
Épisode un peu ennuyant, je pense qu'on va faire comme l'autre, on va essayer d'aller dans les 25 minutes aux alentours pour essayer d'avancer un maximum.
You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept.
Peut-être qu'on va voir Cersei. Le petit roi aussi, qu'on a un peu réel.
She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you and by extension, me. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
What do I say?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear. See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
J'espère qu'elle demande pas des trucs trop exigeants, parce que Port-Réal n'a pas de limite.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Faut dire l'opposé de ce que l'on pense. Ah, c'est trop bien pour réel. C'est parti pour une audience avec Cersei. La méchante. Est-ce qu'on va... Ouais. Je crois que ça allait changer de personnage et qu'on n'allait pas la voir tout de suite. Oh, il y a le nain. Il y a Tyrion. Tyrion, lui, il est gentil. Sa boîte, il est dans la famille des méchants, mais il est gentil. Oh, c'est stylé, la salle du trône. Bonjour. On peut pas avancer plus vite.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Incliner la tête. S'agenouiller.
Your Grace.
La reine est contente. Trop bien.
Impressive. You may rise.
On va essayer de rester en vie. Hein. On va pas faire les cons parce que ici, parce qu'ici, la tête peut tomber en 2 secondes.
I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark, a house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace.
On n'a pas trop de choix, on va répondre ce qu'il faut. Même si on pense le contraire.
Your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily. I take it this is the kind of loyalty the king can expect from you, if you have any loyalty at all.
Ok, c'était pas ce qu'il fallait répondre, tant pis.
To your new liege lord, Roose Bolton.
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forrester Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Bon, c'est bon, on a fini là.
I see.
On peut se casser.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I'm sure she regrets it.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts?
Bon.
You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie.
C'est vraiment une sadique cette meuf.
Her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question.
Regardez ses sourcils, oh putain. Oh putain, elle fait peur.
Between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
Bon là, il faut qu'on dise qu'on se range de son. La loyauté ne changera pas. Voilà, faut lui dire ce qu'elle veut entendre, même si je pense qu'on fera le contraire. Oh là là, mais il fallait répondre quoi? Et vous, oh là là. Et mon roi, attendez, c'est qui mon roi? Le roi, c'est Geoffrey, on est d'accord?
The king, of course.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Marjorie s'en souviendra, mais elle a pas compris que on devait dire ça pour survivre.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants, which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Je comprends vraiment pas cette discussion, je sais pas ce qu'il aurait fallu dire là. On essaie juste de sauver notre peau.
At the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord.
Voilà, lui il comprend direct. Il est gentil.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard. not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure Ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
Ça va être tendu, mais
In
bon.
fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it.
Si ça peut aider notre famille.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight.
Voilà, Sansa, Stark. Et il y a Arya aussi, mais Arya s'est échappée, il me semble. Non! Putain, il laisse pas assez de temps. C'est pas grave, on lui a pas dit bonne nuit, j'espère qu'il va pas nous couper la tête. Donc c'est vrai que Sansa, je vais y arriver, Stark est retenue en otage aussi. Et Arya Stark, qui était aussi en otage, elle a réussi à s'échapper. Du moins là où nous en sommes dans l'histoire.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It went well.
Really? That's a relief. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true.
Bon, on va continuer encore 3 minutes sur ces discussions un petit peu ennuyantes.
I'm told he has a paramour.
Put it back.
We're just having a bit of fun. That's probably for the best. I've heard he's a bit perverse. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
No,
He does have a
never.
certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well, which is more than you can say for his mother.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
I tried to move them back, my lady.
Ah, mais il donne pas assez de temps aussi pour choisir le choix.
It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family.
Alors est-ce que on va finir le passage à Port-Réal avant la fin de l'épisode? J'aimerais bien qu'on finisse ce passage au moins. Et qu'on change de personnage et d'endroit.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's
Ouais.
about my family.
I trust her.
Je sais pas si on fait le bon choix.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise, but my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa. I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
I don't know.
Va-t-elle accepter?
If Cersei were to find out.
C'est la seule solution. Est-ce que ça va passer? Est-ce que ça va pas passer? Est-ce qu'on va avoir sa protection?
Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Ok, c'est bon, elle va le faire.
I will send a raven to my family at once.
Par contre, la petite servante là, je sais pas si on aurait dû la garder. Hein. C'est une pipelette, on aurait dû la virer, je le sens trop mal. Et en change de personnage, on va être avec Gareth. On est reparti pour la route vers la gare de nuit. Je sais pas s'il est arrivé, on verra ça dans le prochain épisode. 28 minutes, écoutez, je pense qu'on va faire des épisodes de 30 minutes comme ça, on bataillera pas, je ferai des montages de fou. Mais au moins, on avancera vite dans ce let's play. Et c'est plutôt bueno. J'ai vu que l'épisode 2 était sorti, mais le patch FR va sûrement prendre 2 mois à se faire, donc j'ai largement le temps. Donc voilà, donc merci d'avoir regardé cet épisode, on se retrouve pour le prochain en espérant qu'il va se passer des choses. Mais vu qu'on est avec Gareth, je pense qu'il va se passer des choses intéressantes parce qu'avec lui il y a toujours de l'action. Donc voilà, donc on se retrouve dans le prochain épisode, je vous dis ciao ciao les gens, bye bye.